Welcome to Global Catastrophes, the channel dedicated to the tragedies and catastrophes that have marked the history of the world. Here we also explore the great discoveries that have changed the course of our knowledge and extraordinary natural phenomena that remind us of the power and complexity of our planet. Today we will immerse ourselves in one of the most tragic and at the same time fascinating events in ancient history, the fall of Pompeii. This once lively and prosperous city was frozen in time by the eruption of Vesuvius in 79 AD. A natural disaster that not only destroyed a civilization, but left us an incredible testimony to Roman life. Let's find out together what happened that fateful day, what the archaeological excavations have revealed, and what lessons we can learn from this timeless tragedy. But before we start, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell. This way you won't miss the next videos. Let's start. Before the disaster, Pompeii was a bustling city located at the foot of Mount Vesuvius, in the fertile region of Campania. Thanks to its strategic location, Pompeii was a center of trade and culture, with a population of about 20,000 inhabitants. Its inhabitants lived in a thriving society, characterized by lively markets, public baths, temples and villas decorated with splendid frescoes. The city was a perfect example of Roman life. The streets were crowded with merchants, artisans and nobles who mingled in a crossroads of daily activities. However, few were aware of the looming danger that lurked beneath the seemingly peaceful mountain of Vesuvius. It was the 24th of August in the year 79 AD when Vesuvius, after centuries of quiescence, erupted with devastating power. The eruption began with a column of ash and gas that rose up to 30 kilometers into the atmosphere, darkening the sky and raining ash on the city. The inhabitants, taken by surprise, sought refuge in their homes or fled towards the port in the hope of saving themselves. The second phase of the eruption was even more lethal. Pyroclastic flows, composed of boiling gases and volcanic debris, hit Pompeii at an impressive speed. Within minutes, the city was buried under 6 meters of ash and lapilli, trapping its inhabitants in their last actions. This chapter naturally leads us to ask, what remained of Pompeii after this catastrophe? Pompeii remained buried and forgotten for almost 1,700 years, until archaeological excavations began in the 18th century. What was unearthed was extraordinary, an entire city frozen in time, with houses, streets, and even people impressively preserved. Archaeologists found casts of bodies, obtained by pouring plaster into the cavities left by human remains. These casts showed the inhabitants of Pompeii in their final moments of life, providing a moving picture of the tragedy. Furthermore, tools, frescoes and inscriptions were found which tell the story of daily life in a Roman city in the century after Christ. The discoveries have offered not only a window into the past, but also valuable information about volcanic hazards. This brings us to the next chapter. What can we learn from this tragedy? The eruption of Vesuvius left an important warning: nature is unpredictable and often underestimated. Despite warning signs, such as minor earthquakes in the preceding days, the inhabitants of Pompeii had not understood the impending danger. Today, thanks to advances in science, we can monitor volcanoes and predict eruptions more accurately. However, the risk remains high, especially for communities living near active volcanoes. Vesuvius, which still dominates Campania, represents a threat to millions of people who live in its vicinity. This reflection leads us to the conclusion: how can we preserve the memory of Pompeii and use it to prevent future tragedies? The history of Pompeii is not only a tale of destruction, but also a testimony to the relationship between man and nature. It reminds us of the fragility of our civilizations and the importance of respecting natural forces. Thank you for following this journey through time with us. If you found this video interesting, leave a like and share to support us with those who love history and want to learn from the great tragedies of the past. We look forward to seeing you at the next disaster, catastrophe, or discovery.